Hello, movie people. Welcome to a new episode of the CineGuy. I'm your host, Steven Angulo. Let's talk film. In fact, let's get down to business to discuss these Disney live-action remakes. So far, these movies have been very hit or miss, whether they're capturing the spirit of the original while trying to do something new, or just making a complete carbon copy, reminding us that the original is a lot better. Lion King. Now, I have enjoyed most of them, like Beauty and the Beast was fun, Aladdin was the best, in my opinion, and so forth. But, of course, a lot of them have been like, I don't know, like they try something new, but at the end, you're just craving the original where, it came from. Just like Mulan. Everybody knows the story of Mulan. A young Chinese woman disguises herself as a man in order to take her father's place in a war. Yes, the OG film is amazing. It's a wondrous adventure. It's filled with lessons, spectacle, and one of the most unforgettable soundtracks in Disney history. Yeah, take that, Little Mermaid. So with this remake, they wanted to do a much more original story that really captured the essence of the original source material, like The Legend of Mulan. So what did we get? A mild film that tries a little too hard and doesn't really fulfill the potential that it had, pretty much. Like when I saw the trailer and then I saw the movie, I don't know, I felt like it should have been done a lot more. There should have been more right there. Okay, so let's take a look at all the similarities between this and the cartoon. One thing's for sure, no Mushu. Alright, they specified that a long time ago. There's not going to be a Mushu, and you know what? It's okay, alright? Because like not every film needs a talking animal. Yes, for sure. Mushu was more comic relief, and this one, I don't know, like a talking dragon might have been a little too much in order to really capture the essence of the Legend of Mulan. Instead, we have like this like Phoenix character. It's kind of like a spirit guide for Mulan, kind of like that wolf did for the dog in the Call of the Wild. This like Phoenix was there to like guide Mulan, like go this way, or you have the potential to do better. It didn't speak; it just flew around, and Mulan will follow it, like that. Now that's pretty good idea, It shows like the mythology of ancient China and all that stuff, and a phoenix is like kind of like your house spirit. That works. I actually appreciate the phoenix. No singing. The songs were out. They did have, in fact, 2 orchestrations for Reflection and You'll Bring Honor to Us All. Though I kind of wish they did all the songs, because I would have loved to hear a rendition of I'll Make a Man of You during the whole train sequence. In fact, it could have fit perfectly, but as orchestrations, but I guess Reflection is like the big one. And one thing they focused on is the chi. It's kind of like this invisible Chinese force that helps Mulan, gain her skill, strength, and focus in order to go into battle. So yeah, it was the way portrayed in the movie. It was pretty much like the Force, like Mulan, your chi is strong in you. It will help you through your life. Or the chi is strong in this one. Like the chi, pretty much like I'm watching a Chinese Star Wars remake, pretty much with the chi. I don't know much about the mythology behind it. I do know a little bit from Kung Fu Panda 3, but I don't know. This movie made it seem like just another like example of the Force. And also the Huns are not the villains. No. Instead, like this tribe called the Rorans, which they're pretty evil. I mean, they look good. They look sinister, and their ways are sinister too, so it kind of works. And also another antagonist was this kind of like this like witch lady who can turn into a bird, like a hawk. And we saw in the trailer, she seemed like such an amazing threat. Like, oh my gosh, a magical being is gonna fight Mulan. So why did it feel like with this one, she felt like so underused and kind of boring? I mean, yes, it was cool when she would like, turn into the hawk or like have these claws and everything. But as a villainess, they could have done so much more. Instead, she was all like, oh, no one takes me seriously because I'm a woman, and the Rowan leader treats me below him. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go help Mulan, give her the information about, they're going to raid the Imperial City, and then I'm going to sacrifice myself for her because girl power. Come on, Disney. You know how to make good female villains. I guess if you want an actual terrifying Chinese villain, go check out the one from Around the World in 80 Days. She was scary. Oh, and hey, the trio is here. Yeah, Chen Po, Yao, and Ling are at least in the film, and they're their usual, like, they're not as kooky as in the cartoon, but they still produce them to be good allies for Mulan and her friends for sure. And oh, remember the little cricket? Yeah, Cricky. They made him into an actual human being in this movie. Is this like kind of like this like kind of like a chubby like dude who's kind of like one of the recruits? At first, he's kind of like he's kind of like a little like wimpy and trying to like build up his self-esteem. And in the end, he ends up being such a badass archer that, to be honest, he can challenge Hawkeye anytime. Now, a major controversy was, of course, the character of Shang. He's nowhere in this film. Instead, they have this new character, another recruit named Hong Hui. Let's just call him Shang 2. Yeah, he's meant to be Mulan's love interest, but I don't know. I mean, like, in the end, like, the way they build their relationship is kind of like a little forced. I mean, yeah, he befriends Mulan's male disguise, and Mulan does save his life. And he is, in fact, the first person to trust her when she reveals herself. But I don't know. I felt like there should have been a lot more closure between these two because obviously they were meant to be together. The commander is played by Donnie Yen. That's all I'm going to say because it is Donnie Yen. Honestly, like in this one, he's still pretty cool. He is one with the Force. The Force is with him. That's all I'm going to say. Now, as for Mulan, well, obviously in the cartoon is a little, cartoony because it's meant for kids. She's kind of like, forcing the man voice and, trying to like fit in with the guys and all this stuff. But with this one, she was a lot more serious to the point where she's a bit emotionless. I mean, when she's revealed in the cartoon, it's suspenseful. Like, you don't know what's going to happen. She's been keeping the secret for a while now. And then when, she's revealed, like, oh no, what's going to happen? She's even begging for her life. Like, let me go. I did it for my father's sake. But in this one, like, basically the review was more like girl power. That's pretty much it. Like, the witch is like, if they find out who you are, they will kill you. So might as well be who you are. So, okay, I do admit that her taking off the armor, revealing her woman's self while riding to battle, while Reflection was playing the orchestration, that was pretty cool. I enjoyed that. But then, like, when she revealed herself to everybody else, like, it just felt like nothing pretty much. She just walked in like, hi, I was the guy the whole time. They're like, whoa, you were a woman the whole time? She's on her knees like, yes, I accept any consequences. You may kill me if you want to. And the commander's like, nah, just go home and you'll be a disgrace forever. Like, that's it. There's no suspense. There's no, like, oh no, what's going to happen? Like, oh my gosh, I don't know. I just felt like it could have been done a lot more better. I mean, I understand trying to do something different, but don't butcher down the character Mulan. I mean, make her badass, but don't take it too seriously. Also, there's the fact that nobody saw her in action. There's no scene of anyone like, hey, is that a woman fighting? Wow, she's awesome. Who is she? And then when she reveals herself, like, oh, you were the lady who was fighting. Oh, you were this guy the whole time. No, nobody sees her in action. Not even when she rescues Shang 2. Nobody sees it. There's no witnesses. They don't even know that she was the one who caused the avalanche to fall on the Roaring Army. So the whole reveal was for nothing pretty much. But the one thing that really disappointed me was her transition from a woman to a man. In the cartoon, it's a beautifully scored montage of, like she's asking for the blessing of the ancestors. She's cutting her hair with the sword. She's putting on the armor. It's so like breathtaking, like, you go, Mulan, as she rides off to her destiny. Here is more like she's sitting, then cut to her wearing the armor, then cut to her riding away. And then the next morning, her dad's like, dude, where's my armor? Like, that's what disappointing. This dad had no emotion. He was all like, yes, I am the father. You will bring honor to us, Mulan. Remember your place. That's boring. Like, in the cartoon, when the father realized Mulan took my armor and my stuff, oh no, he runs like yelling her name, Mulan, come back. He falls. He's like no. He's in disbelief that his own daughter is gonna go off to war where she could possibly die. Here was more like, oh, she's gone. Well, I can't say anything, otherwise they'll kill her. No, come on, Fazu. Give me some emotion here. One thing's for sure, this movie did have its moments, so it was kind of fun. It's one of the very few fun remakes. The action, the choreography was amazing. It's kind of like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, like, you know, those typical like kung fu movies. That was pretty well done. Cinematography was pretty good too. I love the shots of, you know, the battles and like, you know, like the zoom in on the fights and like the whole wide shot of the Imperial State and all that stuff. That was done pretty well. As for the climax, the final showdown is not as big as in the cartoon. Like the cartoon was all like sneaking into the palace, saving the emperor and all that stuff. Here is more like they go to the city. Where is everybody? Oh, here are the bad guys. Let's fight them. And like, I don't know, her allies, like, they're pretty much just like, they're just fighting some men in a hall while she goes out to save the emperor. And like, that's it. They're just fighting. And like, and when she goes to, like, you know, save the emperor and fight the Roaring leader, I don't know, the fight didn't really feel as exciting as it should have been. The villain was defeated like a little too easy. I mean, it was nice to see Jet Li catch an arrow with his bare hands and then toss it and have Mulan just like kick it into the bad guy's chest because, you know, the chi. But I felt like there should have been a lot more closure and a lot more excitement for something like this, especially for a live action movie. I know it's not the cartoon, but I don't know. I guess for a remake, it's good to do your own thing, but at least give me more excitement, all right? Make it even more fun than the OG. Also, she does not end up with Shang 2. No. I mean, the cartoon Mulan at least settled down. We saw that Shang came back to her life and all that stuff, and you can tell something was going to happen there. But here's more like Shang 2's like, can I see you again? Mulan doesn't even look back. She just rides along. She could like turn around and smiled and winked like, yep, I'll see you again. But no, she just rides along. Like, I get the whole strong independent woman vibes they're trying to go with, but even a hero like Mulan deserves to settle down. I am glad she got an offer to like join the, you know, the Emperor's Royal Guard and everything. But I don't know. I guess I just wanted her to have better closure and an actual better happy ending. But what can I say? Girl power, am I right? So overall, at least it's better than Lion King, that's for sure. It had its moments. It's pretty fun. But it does lack the emotional depth of the OG cartoon, which made it great. So, I guess by itself, I don't know, like, it could have worked. Like, if this movie was not about Mulan, instead about like a different Chinese woman warrior, okay, we would have accepted it. But the fact that it's supposed to come from like original content, from, you know, from an OG content, like it's a remake, a lot more could have been done. So my final rating is going to be 8 phoenixes out of 10 loyal, brave, and true swords. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this review. Leave a like if you did, subscribe and join the crew. And I'll see you next time for another awesome review. Be sure to check out the Instagram page at CineGuy Steven for more fun reviews. That is at CineGuy Steven. Links are down below. Alright, until next time, this is Steven Angulo signing off. That's a wrap. Be a man.